everyone. God bless you if you are in the house. Shout out to the people that were here early, giving good energy. Shout out to Say My Name, Trap, Greatest Exchange, Candy. You guys are giving good energy, saying let's get this thing started. Finally in here, thumbs up, hitting the like button. Really appreciate it. So shout out to you guys who showed up early. You get the most value, right? Before we get started, I want to acknowledge everyone in the house. So hello to Debbie as well. Go ahead and leave a comment, drop a comment letting me know that you're here, you're ready to go, you're ready to learn, get some information, so that we can have a productive evening, okay? So today we're going to be talking about the different velocity banking options that exist in the marketplace in terms of how it's being taught, right? So we're going to go over the different ways velocity banking is taught. We're going to go over the options you have in terms of how you can implement velocity banking. We'll go over the different players in the marketplace, coaches, gurus, experts that go over velocity banking, and I'm pretty much going to highlight the people that are really well known, more popular. So if you're somebody that's just starting out, forgive me. I'm going over the people that say have a lot of credibility, been in the business a while, they've been doing this a while. That's kind of who I'll be highlighting. And then we'll just wrap it up with some Q&A. Okay, so we'll, if you got certain questions, go ahead and drop them now in advance. What I usually do is I'll scroll right back up to the top, work my way down, try to get to every single question. That's my end goal, all right? If you are here for the very first time, my name is Denzel Rodriguez. I'm your personal finance geek of the 21st century. We go over velocity banking, infinite banking, and kingdom authority. These are the three main topics that we cover, all right? And you are more than welcome to drop a question, a comment at any time. You can interrupt me. It could be a totally different question, has nothing to do with what we're going over. It's totally fine. I want to give you value, serve you as quickly as possible, get through my lesson. So I'm going to do my lesson first. We'll dive into some Q&A. And we'll get back at it. So let me share my board here. All right. And we're going to do a couple more shout outs because a bunch of people just hopped in. Okay, so I left off. Okay, hello, how you doing? Orlando in the house. Lena, hello. Jim Williams. Got the notepad ready. Awesome. Rick, how you doing? Texas. We got... Oh yeah, savings minus debt in the house, love it. Pearl, how you doing? God bless you. Atlanta in the building. Danielle, hello, hello from Texas, another Texas. Hello, Latin, hello, San Diego, cool. Love this view of the whiteboard. Cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. And Sabrina. Okay. All right, so let's dive into, we're gonna split this up into different categories. All right, so we're gonna go over the different velocity banking options in terms of how you can use velocity banking, and I laid them right here. I think this is pretty obvious. So velocity banking can be used to pay off debt, specifically say bad debt, or any debt for that matter. Velocity banking can be used to pay off debt. Velocity banking can be used to leverage debt. So leverage can be a scary word sometimes. Leveraging involves risk. You can lose money, you can make money. So there is a risk. These levels down, risk. Paying off debt provides a guarantee. If I pay it off, I never have to worry about it. ever again. If I leverage debt, that means I'm not trying to actually pay off the debt fast. What I'm trying to do is turn that debt into a income producing asset, one option. So if I'm looking to leverage a debt, that means that I want it to make me money in the long run. Typically that's real estate. Could be some form of business like lending, okay? Let's see what else. It could also be things like, in terms of if you have a business, like if you have a vehicle, you could leverage the debt of the vehicle, the interest you pay, the gas, the maintenance, the payment, the insurance. A lot of that could be written off if you have a business. If you do not, that car is a liability. We most likely want to get rid of it because the gain is that you get the cash flow. You no longer have to worry about the debt, okay? So velocity banking can be used to pay off debt, can be used to leverage debt. Velocity banking can be used to invest. This is also risky, I would say. So meaning there are people, and I've done this, I've played with this a little bit, okay, not too crazy. But for example, I could take a 0% credit card. Let's say it's 15 months on purchases, right? And then the balance transfer. Let's say there's a 0% fee on balance transfers and 0% on the transfer, the actual amount that we're using, okay? So let's say you have a $25,000 credit limit on this credit card. Let's say it's a business credit card. Maybe it's a personal. Could be either or. And typically, I would like to see an individual that's going to leverage debt to invest. I like to see good financials. You got good, solid income. Your expenses are less than what you bring in, right? You have minimal debt, not a whole lot of bad debt, not a whole lot of consumer debt, and you got plenty of cash flow to work with. You've got an emergency account, okay? You've got reserves, you've got good credit. I like to see good financials if we're gonna leverage debt. This lets me know that person is disciplined. If I see $2,000 a month, $1,900 they spend, they cash flow $100, and they're gonna try and leverage debt, and they've got a, 57 grand of credit card debt, personal loans, student loans, a car loan. I'm not too excited about this, right? But if we add a couple zeros to the equation, let's say they're, they spend, move the commas over, right? They're making 20 to 35K a month, right? Or more, and they're spending 10 grand, right, a month. So they got plenty of cash flow to work with. Or even if they're spending 19 grand, they still got a good, they're making like, say 25 to 35K, good 6 to 10,000 plus in cash flow. There's a lot to work with, but I like to see good financials. That's the only main point I want to make this evening, is having good financials. So let me clear this up. All right. So let's say you're someone that's got good finances. You got your numbers in line. You know what you're doing. You know what your goals are. Let's say you're a huge enthusiast. You've studied a ton. Maybe you're even planning on getting a career in blockchain. okay, in the cryptocurrency market. Let's say that's your burning desire. You want to do this, okay? And maybe you don't have a whole lot of capital to work with, or maybe you have, say, 10 grand. Maybe we could leverage some of that credit that you have, combine, put it into some trades if you're knowledgeable in that. Or could we buy real estate? Is that an option? Could we buy real estate? Could we start a business? So what is this? What is the benefit of me doing this? Number one, I cut time down. The amount of time that it's going to take me to save up the money to then go invest, I get to shrink that time by leveraging zero cost debt. That's the whole purpose. If I'm going to leverage debt, I want it to cost me nothing, or I'm able to offset my cost, right? I've got a client that has multiple credit cards, and what he'll do is he'll take multiple balance transfers out of multiple business credit cards, and he does that BRRRR method, that buy, buy, rehab, refinance, repeat strategy, that BRRRR strategy. If you've never heard of it, just type that in, BRRRR strategy, and you'll find some good information. So I got a client that does that. He does not have the capital to take his cash to go buy real estate. So he spends his time building personal and business credit, establishes a business, gets access to cheap money, cheap debt, zero cost debt, and then acquires an income producing asset that then pays off the debt that he leveraged. Once he pays it off, he'll rinse and repeat. Use the same debt to acquire another income producing asset. So what ends up happening is that person, time-wise, goes a lot faster than somebody that spends their time just saving up their money and then coming to realize, oh crap, I need credit regardless if I want to buy some real estate, right? So there's a lot to be said here in terms of the different ways that we can use velocity banking. But I think these are the most popular ones. Maybe there's something that I'm missing here. Go ahead and comment if I'm missing something. But paying off debt is pretty straightforward. The objective, if I'm going to pay off debt using velocity banking, the objective is to use that snowball as your measuring stick. You cannot just say, I'm going to do velocity banking because I saw some 25-year-old kid talking about, oh, you know, take a line of credit and boom, 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 chunk here, chunk there. No. We need to use that snowball as our measuring stick. What does that mean, Denzel? Here's what it means. If I'm in the mindset of I want to be debt-free, so that means we're going to exclude leveraging, we're going to exclude investing, exclude this offsetting costs and flipping, flopping, finessing, and, you know, churning and all that stuff. If the mindset is I want to be debt-free, I don't want to be bothered, leave me alone, I don't want to ever use debt, I want to avoid debt like the plague. Okay, velocity banking, that snowball is your measuring stick. What do we have to do? Let's say somebody is, let's do a little smaller number here. Let's say you're cash flowing $1,000 a month. Okay, you're making $4,500 a month. You spend $3,500 a month, and you got 200 grand of debt. Okay, you got a mix of car, student loan, a mortgage maybe, personal loans, credit cards, whatever it is. You take this 1,000, you map out all your debts from smallest to highest, okay? Smallest balance to highest of the 200K, or however much debt you have. You go in order, okay? So let's say you've got one credit card, 3K, another one you owe 7, another one you owe 10, then you got a $20,000 car, okay, and then you got a $50,000 student loan. That snowball, you start with your lowest debt, right? Whatever the monthly payment is, okay? Let's say these are your payments. You take that 50 bucks, your 1,000, apply it towards the smallest debt. How long is it going to take you to pay off 3,000? Less than 3 months, okay? Then you jump. Now you got 1,050 cash flow. You go to the next, and then you go to the next, you go to the next, and you want to map out the timeline of how long is it going to take me to wipe out 200,000 with the amount of income that I have. Let's just say it's going to take us 7 years. Let's just say. What are some ways that I can go faster? Please comment. If we're just doing debt snowball, what are some ways that I can go faster? Well, number one, I can reduce expenses. That would be smart, right? I can reduce expenses. I could try to work more hours, okay? Maybe I can change where I shop. If I go to Whole Foods, should I start going to maybe Publix, a little bit cheaper? Or if I shop at Publix, should I go to Walmart? Okay, a little bit cheap. So really thinking on being very conscious of where every dollar goes. Yes? So let's say you did that and maybe we're able to cut it down to 6 years, right? Without really doing much in terms of not getting a second job or anything like that, although you could get a side hustle. That's another way to speed up debt, your debt-free timeline, right? That's cool. And then you get your timeline. So let's say 7 years was just based off the current numbers. Now what velocity banking, when we measure velocity banking, we have our timeline. In order for velocity banking to even make sense, we have to go faster than 7 years based on the current numbers, not anything additional. Because anything additional outside of the numbers, you could do with both concepts, right? So if I'm doing velocity banking, I can also work more hours. If I'm doing velocity banking, I can also reduce my expenses. I can shop at different places. I can sign up to different memberships, get rewards, coupon, what's that thing called? Couponing, Groupon. I can do all these things to save money, reduce expenses, increase cash flow, increase income, get a side hustle. So take out all the outside stuff that we could do to improve the numbers. Just work with the current numbers, your current income, current expense, current cash flow. Let's say it gets us debt-free in 7 years with Debt Snowball. Let's just say that's the case. Velocity banking needs to do it in like 5 years, maybe 4. It needs to go significantly faster, right? If your timeline is 6.75 years, so let's say Debt Snowball 7, velocity banking 6.75, not a big difference, couple months. So is it worth it? Maybe. I mean, it is 0.25 faster, but with velocity banking, you could have maybe run the numbers incorrectly, or your credit is not good enough for the tools needed to enhance the numbers, to make them better. What if velocity banking showed 7.5 years? Well, Am I going to do velocity banking? No, right? As fun as and exciting as it is, why would you go longer? You go with what is faster. There are cases where velocity banking will make no sense because debt snowball was our measuring stick. Okay, so I want to make that very clear. If we're just focusing on paying off debt, which on this channel is usually that vibe, most people want to get rid of their bad debt, consumer debt. They need to position themselves a little bit better, read a couple more books before they start trying to be the next, crypto millionaire or real estate investor. Everybody's a real estate investor now. Everybody's a crypto expert. Everybody's an expert. It's like, what's going on? Someone's got to be wrong, right? Somebody's got to be broke amongst all these so-called investors and crypto millionaires and blockchain experts and finance gurus. Somebody's got to be broke, right? Out of the whole crowd. Am I on the right path here? So we got to really think when we're looking at information. We got to think it through, run the numbers. If you spend 60 minutes a week to run your numbers, it will change your life. Regardless of what concept you choose, it will change your whole entire life. 60 minutes, that's it. That's all I ask. 60 minutes a week, do a review on your numbers. Every time you get a paycheck, do a review. 60 minutes. It's not long. Anyone can do that. I don't care how busy you are. I don't care how many hours you work a week. 60 minutes. A week, 60 minutes bi-weekly. Trust me, you'll change your life. All right? So, if I'm just paying off debt, that snowball's my measuring stick, 7 years. If velocity banking, the numbers come out higher, it means one of two things. Either you ran the numbers incorrectly, or the tools that you acquired were not effective. For example, if you applied for a personal line of credit for $10K and you got a 16% rate, but all of your debts are less than 16%, it's not going to make sense, okay? So the interest rate that you're using to leverage to pay off debt fast needs to be relatively close to what your interest rates are on your current debt or less. If it's less, it's almost a no-brainer. It's kind of like debt consolidation, right? Most people understand debt consolidation, right? If I have a debt, let's say I got a loan with Lending Club for 15 grand and they're charging me 8%, and I can get a Heloc at 10K at a 7% rating, it would make sense to reallocate what I owe of this 15 and put it into the Heloc and get charged 7%. That's debt consolidation. Where velocity banking comes in is simply taking all this income and dumping it into the line of credit and using it just like a checking account, right? Where it's revolving, money goes in, money comes out. It speeds up the process because the way that 7% gets charged is on a daily rating. So if I dump 45 in the 10K, I'm getting charged 7% on, say, 5,000 as opposed to 10,000 for a certain amount of days, and it keeps getting lower and lower, right? And then if you want to get more slick, you add a credit card into the equation, 0% on purchases, run your bills, your consistent bills, your annual bills on a credit card, bills that can be paid with a credit card. You get 1 to 3% in cashback rewards. You don't have to worry about the bill for 15 months. You pay the monthly minimum payment. Uh-oh, I'm increasing your cash flow without actually reducing expenses. It was money you were going to spend anyways. We just kind of pushed it out, which gives us time to recapture that 18%. Shift it to the 7, what ends up happening, I pay 0 costs. I offset my costs to pay off debt, which goes faster than just using my worthless piece of dollars, right? My worthless fiat currency. I'm able to go a lot faster because I'm using banking products to my advantage as opposed to banking products being used against me, right? So here are the ways of doing velocity banking. Now, what I want to go into, and by the way, if I'm going too fast, drop your question. I've got clients in the chat room, people that have been doing velocity banking for a while. Be detailed with your question, right? Be very detailed. And what's going to happen is a lot of my, say, clients, veterans, people that have been doing velocity banking for a while, they're going to give you some value. They're going to comment. They're going to let you know. And then obviously I'm going to come back later and answer your question. Okay? So we just went over the ways of doing velocity banking. Right? What do I want to do now? I want to talk about the players. No. I want to talk about how it's taught, how velocity banking gets taught. Okay? So you have, and let me tell you how I originally got exposed to velocity banking. It was from real estate investors. Okay? From real estate investors. So really, velocity banking is a marketing term, right? It's a hype word. It's just a way of accelerating and leveraging debt. That's it. Accelerating and or leveraging debt. Velocity banking is just a pretty term. It's hype, it's marketing, right? You'll see me use that title often because that's what people search. They hear it. So I learned it from real estate investors about velocity banking originally. So the way they were teaching it was to pay off debt and to buy real estate. So it was either pay off debt, because typically the people that were coming into this real estate community had some debt they need to get rid of so they can build some capital so that they can go buy real estate, right? And then some people will show you how to pay off that real estate really fast. Some real estate investors say, no, we don't want to pay off that real estate. Let it be. Let the debt stay there. We just cash flow. We're only interested in cash flow. So there's two different ways of looking at it. You'll have some real estate investors that will pay off the properties completely, and then it'll just cash flow 100%, which is nice, low risk, tons of sitting debt equity, right? Then you've got individuals that will use real estate, will do velocity banking to buy real estate, but they will not pay off the debt. They're just interested in cash flow, not really net worth, cash flow. So that's one environment. Real estate investors, how they typically teach it. Then you've got people that will, and then I guess this should intertwine with how they teach it and then who's teaching it. Okay, so when it comes to real estate investors, let me put the players over here. Right. So I personally really like the VIP channel. Okay, So if you type in VIP, no. What's the name of their channel? Y'all help me out. It's Matthew Pillmore. It's VIP Financial. I don't know why I forgot that. Type in VIP Financial. This is where he dwells. Real estate investor, leveraging debt, leveraging credit, velocity banking. He'll throw in infinite banking. He's really big on leverage, credit, leveraging. So VIP Financial. Another channel I like, Kwok Brothers. Okay. Kwok Brothers, they're nice. I like how these are the two biggest players that I know of. That they're real estate investors. So they make a bulk of their money, I would say, in real estate, based on kind of like the material that I've watched. But I could be wrong, because I know with VIP and Matthew, he's got coaching services, so I'm pretty sure he's rocking and rolling in that department. But I'm pretty sure his real estate is probably his #1 performing asset, because it doesn't require any additional work as opposed to coaching. You got to keep doing it, right? But he's got a whole team, phenomenal guy. Now, I'm going to put myself in this spot of how velocity banking gets taught. So this is depending on the environment of who we're talking to. So for the most part, on my channel, the people that are typically hitting my channel they're in this mindset. They're not necessarily in business mindset, not everyone. I want to say a bulk of my audience are right here. They're coming off of the Dave Ramsey wagon, okay? They're realizing, oh crap, this is taking a long time. Oh no, I'm gonna be here all day eating rice and beans. Oh no. Okay, so I'm dealing with people that are at a breaking point where what they know about money is just no longer working, right? So I'm dealing with, I got people that are, say, coming from Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman. They never used debt before, not too big on building personal credit, or their personal credit's really no good. And they're about to hit a breaking point. They've been doing the snowball and the avalanche for 4 or 5 years. And now they're, they started when they were 43, now they're 52, and they're still in debt, or they're 40, now they're 50, now they're 55. And they're like, wait a minute, I'm getting older and my money keeps depreciating, but my debt it's not going down as fast as I need it to. So they're about to hit that breaking point. Bam. They break. Oh, they find me. And so they're not even thinking about investing in real estate. They're not thinking 10x my income. They're not thinking start a business, sell a product, become a content creator, an influencer. They're not even in that mindset yet. And that's okay. I know I wasn't when I first started. So when I got presented the concept, I said, well, I'm not even ready to be a real estate investor. I don't even know how to run a business. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to find a property. So I was like, can I just use it to pay off debt? So here's where I will put myself in this category of just, say, paying off debt. And these people are typically, we'll call them financial consultants. Financial consultants, maybe coaches. So you'll see quite a few people. I'm putting myself in here. Okay, so shout out to Mike Adams. Mike Adams is his channel is called Think Wealthy. That's the name of it. His name is Mike Adams. The name of his YouTube channel is Think Wealthy with Mike, I I believe. Let me look it up real quick. Think Wealthy with Mike Adams. Yep. So if you land on his channel, he'll throw in investing, he'll throw in real estate, he'll throw in a little infinite banking, but for the most part, he's showing people how to start with the concept. Same with me, okay? Denzel, your one and only finance geek. Typically, my videos are how to start, compare, what do I need, what are my numbers, what credit score do I need, how do I get a line of credit, what's a Heloc, what's a PLOC, how do I get a 0% credit card, what are the best 0% credit cards, what are the best credit unions, like all of the starter stuff, fundamentals, rules, what to do, what not to do, okay? Typically, those people are coaches, financial coaches, consultants, maybe a financial advisor, or they're just like an enthusiast. They're just maybe a serial entrepreneur, and they just so happen to, you know, swing real estate or swing velocity banking into their channel, right? So typically, when you talk to someone like this, they're more so gonna say, okay, well, before we invest in real estate, how about we pay off that car? How about we get our credit? How about we wipe out all this bad credit card debt that you're paying 20+% interest on? How about we get rid of that lending club loan? How about we get rid of that, you know, terrible student loan that's charging you astronomical rates? You know, how about we consolidate over here? How about we move some things around? How about we get the debt tools that we need? You get what I'm saying? So paying off debt. Now, there's some different variations on how we pay off this debt, okay? Different variations now. You got, I want to say between Mike Adams and myself, pretty much in alignment with how we teach. But then you've got, what's it called? I think the name of their channel is Replace Your Mortgage. Let me see. Yep. The name of the channel is Replace Your Mortgage. Okay? Now, there's different variations of velocity banking. The way that I typically do it is how I explained it earlier. I use Debt Snowball as my measuring stick to see whether or not the concept makes sense. And I also adopt the same snowball strategy where I typically will tackle your smaller debts, work my way up to the bigger debts, typically. So one way is I will meet the client where they're at. I start small, right? And then work my way up. Start small, work my way up along the lines. I'm trying to get wins. Because remember, you got to understand the type of people that I'm dealing with on a consistent basis. It's somebody that's about to hit that breaking point. They're like, all right, I surrender. This, what I'm doing before is not working for me. I got to try something different. But Denzel, I am lost. So can you help me understand this stuff? And I say, yes, I can. Watch my videos, join my course. Here you go. Let's do some one-on-one consulting, not coaching. One-on-one consulting strategy, write the numbers out. Here you go. Step 1, step 2, step 3, all the way to step 10. Here's what the next 6 to 12 months look like. Okay, once we do that, bump, bump, bump. Strategy, not coaching. Strategy, right? Straight numbers. Start small with the client, try to work my way up, gain some wins. That's one way of looking at it. Now, for my smarter clients, or I should say, better positioned clients that I will typically get that got higher incomes going on, is we will go after cash flow, right? Rather than interest savings. Okay? So we'll go after cash flow rather than interest savings. For example, let's say we got a lending club loan at 5%. You owe $10,000. You got a credit card that you owe $6,000, monthly payment $60. This payment $646.82. The interest rate on this credit card, let's say, is 19.99%. Okay? So there might be a case, this doesn't happen all the time, so lower balance, right? So one way, I start small with velocity banking, I work my way up. So I could adopt debt snowball methods here. Start with the lower debt, work my way up. But in some cases, if I'm dealing with a client that's well positioned, what do I mean by that? They've got good income. Let's say they're making 10 grand a month, a cash flow in like 3K. They got like 300K of debt. Their credit score is like an 800. I might want to hold off on paying this off, skip over and jump to this, the lending club. So it's a higher balance, 10,000, but look at the cash flow, 646. So when you do the math, sometimes, and this is where debt avalanche can sometimes beat debt snowball. Debt avalanche goes after highest debt or sometimes higher interest rate because you're saving more interest. Whereas over here on velocity banking, we're taking a different approach. We're going after cash flow most of the time. Do you see the different variations? Start small, work your way up, gain wins, and then you get better at the concept. You might be somebody that is well versed. You spent a long time watching the videos, really understanding, you're positioned really well financially. Okay, maybe we go after cash flow because maybe we have a different strategy with your other debts. Maybe I could get a 0% credit card and transfer that 6K to zero and then focus on the lending club, wipe that out. Uh-oh. See how we can start making some finesse moves here and getting a little slick? That can happen. That can happen. Okay? So these are like the two main variations that I'll take, that approach. Is I start small, work my way up, try to get wins, early wins, build momentum, because I have to understand who I'm working with. Or well positioned, I go after cash flow over interest savings most of the time when they're well positioned. That's like a certain variation. Another one, in regards to replace your mortgage right here, what they will sometimes more focus on is the client that has a $300,000, say, mortgage, right? So let's say you got a $300,000 mortgage. What they'll teach you to do is to convert, replace to a Heloc, right? In the first position. So let's say you got a $300,000 mortgage, but you also have $50,000 in student loans. You also have 10 credit card debts. You also have 2 car loans. Okay? Here's where I would disagree with this strategy, because we're overlooking a lot of cash flow, a lot of early wins. They're going after interest savings more likely, and they're going after the biggest monster. Now, oftentimes, psychologically, this may not work for everyone. It could work for some. Not going to say it won't work. It could work for some. I would say not for all, especially my type of clientele that I work with. It might be a little hard to understand. Why would I skip over all these loans, replace my $300,000 mortgage with a first position HELOC? The strategy typically is they'll give you this HELOC at a matched rate of the mortgage, if not less. And I would say in this current environment, mortgage rates being so low, it's a bit hard to compete with the first position HELOC if you're going to start like this. So it's a little bit difficult. I don't know how that's working right now, 2021, right? And also the fact that there's not a whole lot of HELOCs readily available in the marketplace. There's a lot of banks that are not doing HELOCs, not doing PLOCs, things like that. But let's say it did work. You were able to get a matching rate compared to your mortgage. So let's say your mortgage is at 4%, and you're able to get a 4% first position HELOC, or maybe a lower rate. The idea is this income is now going to get directly deposited, right? You can set up payroll to go right into your HELOC, and you can set up bill pay right out of the HELOC. It really automates velocity banking. It automates it. Does make it a bit convenient, right? So now you're knocking down, you're creating equity early on. So I'm not going to lie, this has some validity, I would say, some credibility. I would say most of the time, probably doesn't work out. Sometimes, sure it does. I think it has its place. Let's just put it that way. Has its place. Do I teach it like this? Most of the time, no, because I'm not dealing with this, most of the time, not dealing with a client that is ready for this. They may not have the credit to get a matching rate or lower rate. They may not have the cash flow. They may not have the resources, so it could be a little difficult. But essentially, once you get this HELOC, you start doing velocity banking, you knock it down, and then the whole idea is to start consolidating all the debts into your property, and your property becomes your financing tool, essentially. And typically, I think they'll preach, debt-free in 7 years. I think. What these guys think, 7 years, maybe 5 to 7, maybe 7 to 9. And it can work. So that's another variation. If somebody knows of another variation, let me know, okay? But these are the main ones that I'm familiar with. So we went over how you can do velocity banking. We went over the different ways of doing velocity banking. We went over the players, and I forgot another guy. I think his channel is called the Velocity Channel. And I would put him up here. He's not, I think Replace Your Mortgage is kind of like their own niche. Mike Adams, myself, Velocity Channel, a couple other guys. VIP Financial, Kwok Brothers, more on the real estate, leveraging, flip-flop, finesse, make moves, go a little faster. It requires more knowledge, okay? It requires more discipline. So we went over that. And lastly, I want to go and I'm going to talk about, okay, let's say you've come to a conclusion. You're like, all right, Denzel, I like it. I want to do it. I want to get results. I want to practice velocity banking. Where do I, who can coach me, right? Who do I hire? Okay, so I want to go over the different options of, who you can work with, okay? So the main people, right, we can just call them gurus, experts. These people are typically on YouTube, social media. So it could be a guru expert, or they're a guru expert, but they're also they consider themselves a financial coach, right, or consultant. So for full transparency, I consider myself a financial consultant. I don't consider myself an expert, don't consider myself a guru, although people will say that. But I hold those words a little bit higher. I like to maybe get 5 years in the tank in terms of experience. In the meantime, I classify financial consultant for the time being. And then I'm working my way towards coaching. All right? So these are the different titles, and they'll call themselves velocity banking experts, coaches, specialists, right? Here are some of the players that exist. And what I want to do is do some market research for you so you can make a clear, concise observation on who you want to hire based on your 4 major numbers, what you make per month, expenses, debt, and cash flow, or your know, like, and trust. All right, so from what I've seen in the marketplace, from what I've seen, and now that I've been in the marketplace for quite some time, in terms of price, all right, let's hit that first. There is the free option, free. People like Mike Adams, myself, the Velocity Channel, Kwok Brothers VIP. Some of you could just watch videos, learn the concept, go do it, go get results. I can't tell you how many people, and please let me know if you're one of those people in the chat room. Please comment if you're someone that has practiced the velocity banking concept by simply watching my videos, or some of the players that I mentioned, or someone else that I did not mention. Let me know if you never paid anyone, but you watched a ton of videos, applied it, got results, and you kind of just learned it and you got good at it. Please drop a comment, let me know if that was your route. If so, nice, right? You didn't pay, right? And that's cool. And I set my channel up for that because I knew I wasn't going to be able to help everybody in the world. And I wanted this information to hit the masses, right? Because I want an alternative to the traditional way of doing things. I wanted to present this in a very ethical, transparent manner and not make it so tight and exclusive and hard to get to in terms of price. So I made it free. So you have free, okay? That's one option. Then you have courses, okay? Courses. From what I've seen courses as low as, I'll just put mine, you know, $19.99 monthly. Mike Adams has a course. I think it's $147. I might be incorrect. I think that's what he charges for one-on-one consulting. He's got like a velocity banking course. I think it might be $97 for the course. $147, I think that's what he charges one-on-one time for like 45 minutes or an hour, if I'm not mistaken. So you got courses where people will put out a course around this and say, here's how you do it. They'll hand you the spreadsheet, they'll hand you some calculators, and you're on your way, right? That might work. It's a entry-level price, not too expensive. So these courses range from as little as, say, $19.99 a month, and I've seen them as high as, just under $1,000. Haven't really seen them go much higher than that. If they do go higher than $997, it comes with some one-on-one support, coaching, consulting, okay? So you have courses that you can buy. Then you can go a level up. Call it one-to-one. And I'll see this range as low as $14.97. That's what I used to charge. To as high as, like high ticket coaching, talking like $5,000, maybe $8,000 or higher. Okay. But typically if you're going to pay between 5,000 and up, or even 3,000, right? Call it 3,000 and up. You want to make sure it's not just velocity banking, that maybe there's some real estate courses in there, or some other type of, maybe personal credit building and business credit building. Let's throw a little more in there. I want you to be a conscious and aware customer. I want you to be very aware of pricing, so you don't get duped. You know what I mean? So 3,000 and up. If you're going to spend that much money, make sure it's more than just the concept, because the concept alone, being that I came onto the scene, I've only been on the scene since summer of 2018 going into 2019. I've personally devalued the cost of getting access to velocity banking on purpose, so that more people can get exposed to it, so it can be just as popular, like a household name, like Debt Snowball. That's why Debt Snowball is so popular. It's not as expensive to learn it. Velocity banking, super expensive, right? I remember personally, I paid $3,000 to get exposed to velocity banking, and that did not come with one-on-one support. That came with group coaching, group sessions, in person, pre-COVID, group, in person, right? And then it also came with real estate courses, buy and hold, fix and flip, tax liens, so many different courses that they would consistently add to. $3,000, velocity banking plus more, right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say there. So if you're going to hire somebody one-to-one, I've seen pricing as low as like $1,000, $1,500, as high as here, 5 to 8, maybe as high as $10,000. But again, if you're going to pay that much, be sure comes more than just the concept. All right. What else? Let me see if I'm missing something here, and I know I am. Oh, there we go. So let's say the other option is software. Right? Software, spreadsheet. So I know of one company so far, which I am partnered with. They're called United Financial Freedom. Okay? And they have a software that will automate the velocity banking concept and the debt snowball concept. It'll kind of match the two together. And I want to say the average ticket price, I believe, is like in the neighborhood of $3,500 and up. So if somebody is selling you a software, I would ask if that comes with one-on-one support. Right? I know with United Financial Freedom, it does come with one-on-one support. And what I did was I combined my course with the company. So when people enroll, they buy a product using my link that they sign up for. If they purchase it, I throw in my course, kind of help them along the way. Because if you're going to buy a software to teach you money, to show you what to do, when to do it, right, and all that stuff, you want it automated, you want to make sure that you are very tech savvy. Not just a little tech savvy, very tech savvy. Okay, is it savvy spelled with 2 V's or 1? I'm like losing it right now. Help me out here. Let me see. I think it's 2 V's. We're going to go with 2. And if I get it wrong, That'll be that. Not a good speller. But you better be tech savvy, because the software is not going to factor in human error, okay? Because you can make an error by plugging your numbers in. So you don't want it to mess up. That's why you have to be very okay with logging into the software like on a daily basis to really get things going, and then eventually you can automate it. So this is the only one that I know so far. I know there's others, I'm just forgetting the name right now, but there are some other products out there, software, that they're a little more higher ticket because of the technology that goes behind it. And maybe they throw in some one-on-one support, maybe some group coaching, maybe some videos, courses, how to use it, right? A lot of different things. So here are the, in terms of, okay, Denzel, I'm ready to go all in, right? I'm ready to move forward. Who do I hire? So just to recap, you got free from gurus, experts, financial coaches, and consultants. You've got courses that exist as low as $19.99 a month. That's my course. That's as low as that I charge. Somewhere around here, $147.97, as high as $9.97. If it goes above $9.97 and it's just a course, in my opinion, I believe that's a little too expensive. I would want it to have it come with some one-on-one support, or maybe some group coaching, some live sessions, some, running numbers and answering Q&As and things like that, right? Anything above 1,000 should come with some one-on-one support, whether it's 2-3 phone calls, the first 6 months, a year, and then when you start entering 3K, 5K, 8K up, make sure it's more than just velocity banking. Throw in personal credit repair, business credit building, real estate courses, Airbnb courses, starting a business course, access, networking, group coaching. Maybe there's a mastermind, an online community that I can tap into. I can network with people. Maybe throw in a private Facebook group in there so that I can be held accountable on this journey of becoming debt-free. Okay? So that is important stuff to know. Was that helpful? Did you like that? Please comment. Let me know. Was that helpful? Did you like that? That really sets the landscape, does it not? For those who are like, all right, well now I know the market research. I know what typically people charge, and now I can, have a good understanding. If somebody's charging $1,500 or more and it's just an online course with no coaching, I don't know if I'm going to do that, especially if I'm, a single mom, single dad, and I got 3 kids and I'm working a job and this is my only $3,000 I had saved. Am I going to dump that in the hopes of becoming debt-free, or am I going to be given a strategic strategy to pay off all my debt, right? So we want to be very aware before you guys make a move, because I don't want you guys to get duped, okay? The internet is a scary place. It ain't pretty, okay? So sometimes you got to have discernment. You got to have awareness. So that's my lesson. I'm done. Was that helpful? Let me know. Let me start looking at comments now, okay? So like I said, I'm going to scroll back up to the top and I'm going to work my way downtown. Got it? So let's have some fun. Let's see. Tim says, let's get our velocity banking on. Richard, hello. Angelo, how you doing? Okay. Lena says, how do I get a one-on-one with you? I'm unique. Okay. Being a 54-year-old, soon-to-be divorced, disabled veteran. Okay. So, on March 22nd, Lena, I am going to be relaunching my course again. The name of that course is called Velocity Banking Manifesto. Okay. And I'm going to lay out the different options. Now, in order to be informed of the course when it drops, you have to be on my email newsletter. Okay, I am at a point where I'm quite picky with who I want to work with. Okay, so I really want to work with committed kingdom citizens. Okay, now don't get religious on me when I use the word kingdom. I'm just talking mindset. Okay, kingdom. Do you want to build a kingdom? Do you want to have a business? Do you want to have financial freedom? So I want to deal with a different crowd. Okay, there's not that many kings and queens in this world. So I am seeking after kings and queens in this world that I can, you know, we share the same energy, the same motivation, the same passion. Okay, it's more than just getting out of debt, what I provide. This is way more. So I need you to think big, even if you're in a position where you're not big yet. But you can, if you have the ability to think big while you're broke, that's a game changer. That is a game changer. My ability to think big when I was making $2,000 a month, to then go from $2,000 to $20,000, those are the people I want to talk to. Those are the people I want to help. Okay? So my course will drop March 22nd. You have to be on my email newsletter. I'm gonna do a soft launch, so to speak, and then I'm gonna, you know, open it up to the crowd, have it on all my different platforms. I wanna see who takes action initially. So March 22nd, I will drop it. It'll be, you got to get on my email newsletter. The very first link in every video in the description says join my private Velocity banking community. I got a Facebook group. I'm going to drop the link there, and I'm going to drop it in your email. So you're going to give me your email. I'm going to start sending you information. So if this is your first time watching me, I want to build some know, like, and trust. Okay, I want to build a relationship. I want to build a rapport through the camera first. I want to have you watch my videos, right? I don't want you to buy my course, cancel it in a month. You're not going to get results. I don't like seeing that. I've experienced that a little bit in 2020. You know, people buy a course and they cancel in the first month, and then I look at their history to see how much content they watched, and guess what? They never even opened the app. They never even opened the course and started it, right? So I'd rather just not get the money. Just don't pay me if you're not going to do the work, right? So I want to push away all the people that are not committed, right? And just attract high quality individuals, even if you're broke. It's your ability to think big while you're broke, or while you're on the come up. So not necessarily broke, but you're not there yet, okay? You're not where you want to be. You're on the come up, and you've got this attitude of think big, okay? So March 22nd is when it drops. I have a monthly option, $19.99 a month. I have a yearly option, okay, $147. And then I have a lifetime option, $547, right? And at the $547 price, it does come with a one-on-one session with me, 1 hour, strategy, right? In the course, in my online course, I have private Q&As where I record videos just like this and I put people's numbers on the board. So private Q&As live, and it'll be pre-recorded, stored in the course. I am introducing networking. I'm calling it Velocity Banking and Networking in the Kingdom, okay, in my kingdom, right? So I'm going to be introducing some networking. What does that mean? That means we're going to hop on a Zoom together, and you're going to get to know all of my clients. So I have over 1,100 members currently in my course. So I got 1,100 people in my kingdom at this very moment. It's 1,134 people at the moment, okay? When new people come in, I'm going to have scheduled events all through 2021 and networking, where people can like see each other on camera, talk, have a conversation. Hey, how you doing? How's the strategy going? So when new people join, maybe at the monthly or the annual, they get to talk to somebody that's maybe a lifetime, or maybe they get to talk to somebody that's been in my one-on-one session for, they're a lifetime client of mine, and they get to share their story. So it's not just me doing all the talking. So I'm introducing that into the marketplace, networking. And then I have something called performance-based coaching. Performance-based coaching. This is where I'm practicing my coaching skills, okay? Performance-based coaching, what does that mean? You enroll in my course either in the monthly, the annual, or the lifetime, and you can earn one-on-one time with me based on your commitment in the course. See, I have a platform, it's with Kajabi, is where I hold my online digital service, my course. And on the back end, I can see how many times you logged into your account. I can see the minute and second that you stopped the video. I can see how much progression you've made in the course. So if I see that within the first 6 months you've completed 50% of the course, I'm going to say, damn, this person really has been blowing through the course, consuming all the material, taking action, and I can reward them with some one-on-one time. Say, hey, you've completed this much of the course. Here are the rules, the guidelines. You have to send me your numbers, set up a phone call. Let's have a conversation. I want to see how you're doing. Okay? So performance-based coaching, private Q&A, networking. These are my current prices. This is going to stay the same for all of 2021. So this pricing will stay the same all of 2021. I'm going to do a soft launch just to people who are on my email list or in my private Velocity Banking community. You're going to be the first to be invited, okay? And then I'm going to slowly open it up to everybody else down the line, and we can have some fun, all right? So that is how I can serve you, Lena White. If you're like, Denzel, I can't wait. I need help now. I would recommend Mike Adams. Let me tell you a little bit about Mike, okay? Mike Adams, I highly look up to Mike Adams. Great attitude, behavior, his performance on his YouTube channel. I took a lot of advice, and not one-on-one, but when I first started my YouTube channel, I simply followed his material along with VIP Financial. I did a review a while back on VIP Financial and Matthew Pillmore, and I'll have a review coming up on Mike Adams. Great guy. He also has a course. What did I say? I think it was like 147 or 97. He does one-on-one consulting, so you can get on his calendar if you cannot wait, right? If you're like, no, Denzel, I can't wait till the 22nd. I can't, you know, I don't want to give you my email right now. I don't really trust you yet, but I want to get things going. Or I don't want a course. I want one-to-one. I want one-to-one. Straightforward. Hey, I recommend talking to Mike Adams. Great gentleman. Knows Velocity Banking more than I do. Has been doing it longer than I have. Okay, I'm 25. Remember my age. Don't get confused. He's been in the game a lot longer. He's a military individual, veteran. Served in the Marines, if I'm not mistaken. I had a great conversation with him. Him and I are going to be planning something very soon. I can't tell you all the details because I don't know all the details, but I am manifesting partnership collaboration with Mike Adams. Great guy. I like his work. So if you're looking for someone like tonight, take a look at his material. I'm telling you, the same material he puts out, I put out, because literally when he came out with material, I was like, oh, that's a good topic. So then I came out with the same topic, and it creates transparency, creates options, alternatives in the marketplace. So I really like that. Let's keep things going. Hello from Cali. Thompson says hello. Richard says, finally got my line of credit. Let's give him a round of applause. He got his debt tool. Awesome, awesome. Julie says hello from Iowa. What suggestions do you have if you think you were a victim of a cryptocurrency scam? If you are a victim of a cryptocurrency scam, I am sorry to say, I don't think there is anything you can do. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody has an option, maybe somebody commented already, but that's like the wild, wild west, if I'm not mistaken, which is why you need to have a cold storage wallet offline, a Ledger Nano X or S or whatever, where you can store your cryptos off the platform, right? And you can secure your passwords and things like that. So this is a learning curve for most people. All right. Richard got a line of credit with a credit score of 680. Not bad in a pandemic. Usually their rates are much higher. Any suggestions for someone who believes they were a victim of crypto scam? I think we were hit for almost 5,000 by a Facebook prowler who had a very legitimate looking website. So here's the thing, when it comes to cryptocurrency, buying cryptocurrencies, you should not have to pay to get access to cryptocurrencies. So there's no financial brokers that's gonna say, you have to get out of that mindset of, I'm gonna hire a financial advisor, I'm gonna give him my money, and he's gonna go buy cryptocurrency. I don't think that's worth it. I think you could easily sign up for one of these platforms, crypto.com, Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, whatever it is, Voyager, Celsius. I mean, there's so many different ones. You find a credible platform that is maybe regulated, and you can personally start buying cryptocurrency. No need to hire anybody at the moment because it's really still all speculation at this point. Cryptocurrency is still speculation, right? So there isn't anything like concrete. Things could go south any minute. Things could go up, things can go down, as you've been seeing. So we want to be very cautious, not throw our life savings into it, balance it out. No more than 5% of your portfolio should go into any particular asset, right? I just attended the 10X Growth Conference here in Miami. Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, showed up, and he was laying out how he invests. He never puts more than 20% of a sector, of an industry, in his portfolio. So he'll never have more than 20% of his net worth in the blockchain space or in stocks, foreign, domestic. So, and then individual asset or individual stock, no more than 5%. So I adopted a little bit of that in regards to cryptocurrency. I will not put more than 5% of my income in cryptocurrency. That's my precaution. That means I'm willing to lose all of those dollars. Do I want to lose those dollars? No. So I buy stable coins. I buy the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. I've been playing around with the Cardanos and some other alt coins that might shoot up, and I kind of diversify it. But for the most part, no more than 5% of my net worth is going into that. I don't want to make, I get all the hype, but I'm not trying to lose money here. I'm trying to make money. What are we doing? Why are we starting with the options that only a small percentage can do? Let's see. So I think you were addressing maybe the hows on velocity banking. So paying off debt, I would say, is the most common one. But let's make something even more clear. In regards to velocity banking itself, it's not for everyone. So at the end of the day, it's never going to be as popular as, say, Debt Snowball. Because Debt Snowball is universal. It can work in any country. Velocity banking doesn't work in every country. It does not work in the Bahamas, right? It just doesn't. It's not going to work in certain countries that are not pro-debt, so to speak. Like it's hard to get debt tools to leverage. So there's that. Number two, you need to have, I would say, at least $500 cash flow to really do the concept and gain some momentum above and beyond debt snowball, you got to have good credit. So it's a harder qualification, which is why I usually always lead with debt snowball. I say, look, we got to do debt snowball first. Get your money right. Get your finances in order. Let's reduce expenses. Let's increase some cash flow here. Maybe work some more hours. You know, and then we position ourselves for velocity banking. All right. First time renter in a renter's market. Okay. What are we saying? Albert, first time. Okay. No assets. Temporarily laid off. Trying to use my $30,000 line of credit in order to find a good deal on a rental. First time renter in a renter's market in Toronto. No assets. Temporarily laid off. He's talking about himself. Trying to use my $30,000 line of credit in order to find a good deal on a rental. Let's see what's going on. The real estate agent wants me to pay first, last, and potentially 2 or more months up front because I cannot get a co-signer and the landlord needs security. This sounds dangerous. But is using line of credit velocity banking for rent smart? No. Even in a renter's market, where usually a 1-bedroom 18 plus is now $300 less for downtown. No. There are a lot of evictions currently, so landlords have so many vacancies. I'm trying to hold out, hoping rents drop even lower. Not much of a question, just hoping you can comment some advice. Rick wrote extra job, like, yeah, sell something. Like, yo, what? Like, can I move in with family? Is there any family I can move in with? Brother, sister, cousin, aunt, nephew, uncle, what? Like, can I move in with a friend? I'll sleep on somebody's couch before I pay $1,800 from a line of credit and be in debt to live somewhere, say, decent. I'd rather sleep on somebody's couch. I'd rather rent somebody's room for a couple $100 a month if I was struggling that much. And then I would figure out a way to 10x my income in a very short period of time, right? What can I sell? Who can I get around? How do I start networking? Do I need to jump on Clubhouse and ask for support? Do I need to go online like this and grab my phone and bam, start recording? Hey, my name is Denzel Rodriguez. I'm struggling right now financially. I'm trying to build a financial freedom lifestyle. My skills is personal finance, but I've had some tough times in my life. I'm trying to rebuild my life. I'm trying to do things the right way. I made some terrible mistakes, but I'm trusting in the Lord to provide resources to me to get me where I need to go so that I can be a blessing to others. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone? See, the people go into debt doing this nonsense. Like, no, you need to put yourself out there. You need to be willing to take a different path. You need to be willing to struggle, eat dirt, right? And work hard, regardless of any COVID, right? Forget about COVID. You need to go, you need to work, you need to produce. Listen, you could walk down the street and get hit by a bus, okay? Your chances of getting hit by a bus, catching COVID, and dying from it are probably the same, okay, at this point in time. Let's be real, okay? Let's get out there, let's work hard, okay? People die every single day from all kinds of things. There's tragedy all over the world going on. If you got 2 legs, 2 feet, mouth, ears, nose, eyes, you can breathe, you can smell, without any tools, things to help you do that, if you can move around, God gave you 2 legs, 2 arms, and you can move around and you can put your body to work and go become a mentor under somebody, go get an internship, work for free in exchange for food and resources, a place to stay on somebody's couch before you go into debt and just destroy your whole entire finances. Like we gotta, let's go. Come on now. Making my second chunk on April 16,000, bam. Paid off, thank you for your wisdom, awesome. Running the numbers definitely will change your life. Cool. I recently downloaded an app, Truebill. It is great because it tracks every penny. I didn't realize how much money I was spending on food. That's awesome. You got Truebill, you got Mint. Look, we got another tool, YNAB, stands for You Need a Budget, will change your life. So you got all these different like tools that you can add on to Velocity Banking to improve your situation, right? And you can go a lot faster. Uneducated at 22. What do you recommend? Cash flow or pay it off? Pay it off, along with every dollar for expenses. Me personally, with the information that I know today, cash flow, 10x over everything. With the information that I know today. The knowledge, wisdom, and information that I know today, 10x cash flow over everything. I would rather 10x before I pay off my debt. That's where I'm currently at now. But talk to the Denzel that was working at a job. It was pay off my bad debt first, position myself to then 10x. VIP Financial, yep, people are okay. Cool, cool. Depends on okay, okay, cool. Good evening. Greatest Exchange, heart from Mike Adams, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Love Mike's channel too, yep, great guy. Went from $4,000 a month in income to $26,000 to $30,000 a month. Let's go, Brian Stewart, love it. The financial advisors are against the whole life insurance. How can you defend the opinion that whole life insurance is worthwhile than investing in stocks? So, in my opinion, why not have both? The life insurance and the stocks, right? So in my opinion, it's the and asset. It's not or. It's the and. It's like I invest in dividend paying stocks, me personally. So I'm a licensed insurance agent, right? I have a Robinhood account. I have a Fidelity account. I have a TD Ameritrade. I got the Roth, the HSA, the brokerage account. I invest in dividend paying stocks. I invest in index funds. I invest in growth stocks. I also have life insurance. So I don't argue where a financial advisor says avoid life insurance. That financial advisor is actually doing their clients a disservice. Why? What happens when you become a millionaire, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to run into an issue called estate planning and estate taxes. What happens when you accumulate tens and hundreds of millions of dollars in your lifetime? You are going to need life insurance because the estate tax on X amount of money, you're going to get smacked. And if you don't have life insurance to offset that cost and provide tax-free income to the next generation to pay for all of the real estate, business taxes, and expenses, dude, you're doing a disservice for the financial advisors that are against insurance as a whole, whether it's whole life, IUL, term, they're just against it all, right? I'm like, dude, you're doing your clients a disservice, right? Like, look, I think under this current administration, they're gonna reduce the estate planning tax from, it's like at 11 million, it's gonna go all the way down to like maybe 5 million, maybe 3.5 million. It's gonna drop. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. Okay, so good question there. I don't argue against it. Replace your mortgage is very expensive, $3,000 plus just to learn to get a first position Heloc. Ooh. So I've never been a part of the program, but I can tell you that if you were to just join my email newsletter, I have a playlist where I titled it All About the Line of Credit. And I show you how, the who, what, when, where, why, and how to find a home equity line of credit in the first or second position, a PLOC. I don't even charge for that. That's on my channel for free. It's public information, right? That's the whole point. Like when I stepped onto the scene, when I started making these videos, that was my goal. I was like, why are people charging for this information? It should be good information to know. Learn how to become a good, effective borrower. Go from owing debt, take the E out, put an N, call it, go from owing debt to owning debt. Get it? Would you rather owe debt or would you rather own debt? Me personally, I would rather own debt because people need debt to do things. So if I'm the owner of the debt and I charge an interest rate, it's consistent cash flow. Consistent cash flow. So get to own debt. Is it better to buy real estate after paying off debt or to buy whole life insurance, and why? Okay. So again, why not have both? Depending on your 4 major numbers, is there a strategy where I can acquire the tax-free bank system, infinite banking? Can I acquire the whole life policy and invest in real estate? Can I do both? That's what I like to figure out. Now, in regards of what to do first, I think this depends on your mindset. If you know nothing about real estate, never read a book, haven't hired anybody yet, pay off your debt. Read a book, get some coaching, get some education, figure out what industry in real estate you want to become a skilled at or maybe even a master in. Buy your first property, create cash flow, and then depending on your age and your health and your financial situation, your 4 major numbers, maybe we could establish a policy along with buying that property. You know, you do both. I don't see a problem with that. Okay, I have paid off $10,000 in debt by leveraging my 401k last year, increased my cash flow, started with Snowball, then Velocity, increased my credit score, able to get a credit card for 0%, 14 months, and a line of credit with a credit union at 12%. It's a little high for this current environment. I would not want to stay with that 15K for too long, right? But that's good. 12K line of credit, 12%. Make sure you're running your numbers. Make sure you are offsetting that 12%. You want to make sure, run your numbers against Debt Snowball to make sure you're getting the results that you want. Over time, let's see if we can upgrade that PLOC to a better tool. Let's see if we can upgrade that. Steven says, how do you leverage the 401k? I think you kind of missed that opportunity. Last year, you could do a 401k withdrawal without any penalties, no fees, up to like $100,000. And so people were withdrawing cash, not loans. They were withdrawing cash, no fee, no penalty. And you can spread the tax over 3 years. So you don't get smacked with the tax in that following year. You can spread it out over 3 years. And if you pay it all back within 3 years, I think you don't pay anything in taxes, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. Okay. Mark asks, Denzel's the truth, 10 months in. Since then, I have paid off $18,000 of loans, purchased a rental property, no debt except for the home and the rental, teaching others and working on the next move. Love it. Yeah, it was called the CARES Act, allowed you to get money without penalty. You pay it back 3 years if you want. Who has the right to earn the carrot? Too late. It's too late. Move my smaller credit card to a 0% for 9 months to chunk at vehicle, get cash flow, and pay off vehicle April. Okay, cool. I slept on that one. The 401k, should have pulled out 401k to pay off. Should have pulled out 45k to pay off the rental. Yep, a lot of people slept on it. Bro, listening to you and the wife, paid off $28,000 from July 2020 to February using a 0% credit card and a personal something line of, okay, both for a $5,000 limit. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Oh yeah, you said personal line of credit. CNG, I totally forgot about the all-in-one loan. Yeah, let's put that on there. In terms of another way to do velocity banking, you've got the all-in-one loan. What a phenomenal tool this is, you know. Man, let me tell you. So the all-in-one loan, it charges you interest like a credit card, only on the due date. You make principal-only payments up until the due date. It's a checking account. It's a Heloc. It's a loan, all in one. You can have all your income come in, expenses come out, totally automate the whole entire velocity banking concept. No need to buy a software if you get the all-in-one loan, or if you get a home equity line of credit in the first position. I wouldn't buy a software personally, because it's going to do all the work for you. Just follow, right? Why pay more money? That's just my opinion. And this is me telling you, somebody that sells the software. I tell you, I partnered with that company. United Financial Freedom is the only company I've partnered with so far that sells a software. I'm even telling you, look, if you get an all-in-one loan, there's no reason to purchase that. You could if you want. If you got the money, go ahead, splurge. But me personally, I probably would not do it. Velocity banking works really good on my end. I'm still using it to pay off my house. Wonderful, wonderful. Good job. We have a win. Decided to go with IBC Gold with the help of Samantha. Awesome. Shout out to Samantha. We have to be something with the Guardian product, and we submitted the application. Wonderful. I am one of those who watched everyone listed on the board and figured out for myself. There we go. See? Dave says, I've only paid for your manifesto. Cool. SR, I'm one of those. Nice, nice. Dave's a Patreon giver as well. Appreciate that. What are the minuses of a whole life insurance? Like the negatives, right? What are the negatives? Let's cover that briefly. Okay. Let's cover that. Negatives of the whole life. What can we lay out here? So number one, high cost in the beginning. That's a given. What else? High cost in the beginning. You know, some of your, let's see, your negative, depending on how it's designed, negative first 4 to 7 years or more. So if you got like a 60-40 split type design, it might take you 9 years to break even, maybe 10, maybe 8. If it's like a 90-10 split, you might break even in year 4, as early as year 4, as late as year 7. So so what does that mean? Negative. That means I put 10 grand in, I won't have 10 grand. I'm gonna have less. I'm gonna have like 8, you know, or 6 or 7, depending on how it's designed. High cost in the beginning, negative the first 4 to 7 years or more. You know, you don't have, let's see, cash value, you can only borrow, I don't know if it's a negative, but I would say at any given point in time, you can only borrow 90% of the LTV, so to speak, or, you know, cash value, total cash value. 90% borrow max. So I don't know if that's a drawback. It's just like, that's what it is. If your not healthy, if you're a smoker, if you're overweight, got diabetes, health's not good, it's going to be even more expensive. It might not make sense. If you're old, if you're older, if you're a lot older, you know, past like, you know, 80, if you're like 75, 70 is like breaking it, you know. Might not make sense. It might be too late. Okay? It might, depending on your health. Unless you're a 70-year-old operating like a freaking 40-year-old, maybe. Maybe, right? Depends on health, age, and finances. So that's some of the negatives. You guys can put some more negatives if you know of any. Watched videos, never paid anyone, great results. Denzel, I owe you. Awesome. If you wanna give to my kingdom, you can click the little bottom right button, the little money sign, super chat, and you can give. Okay, if you want to support my channel, you get value from this information. You got results. I helped you pay off 50,000 of debt, 20,000 of debt. Hey, sprinkle the infield. Give some wealth, right? Give to somebody. If you want to give to me and help me keep growing this channel. That helps me operate my expenses. That helps me help more people for free. Helps me, you know, keep putting out this good information. So if you want to support, I appreciate that. I've watched many videos of the others as well. That's how I learned. Awesome. Richard says, I got your manifesto. Paid all my debt using Velocity Banking with a line of credit, and now missed it. Your videos were clear and concise. Joined your program for justification. Blessings, my friend. Forever grateful. Awesome. I have watched tons of your videos and applying all that I've learned. Woohoo, woohoo. Upfront loss of liquidity. Yep. So, you know, high cost in the beginning, negative first 4 to 7 years. That's true. That's a good one. Appreciate that. Just by watching, I've knocked out 16,000 since December of my mortgage, which is my only debt. That's freaking awesome. Watched and never paid. It really works. See? I did do that, but I still pay for a lifetime because if I get to a roadblock, I know you will guide me. Plus, I will need your advice to move forward infinite banking. Yep. Now I'm getting a first position Heloc to knock out the mortgage in 4.3 years. Cool. That's a great way to really accelerate above and beyond debt snowball, right? Is you can constantly upgrade your debt tools, right? So let's say you originally start out with a credit card, Velocity Banking with a credit card, and then you upgrade to a personal unsecured revolving line of credit at, say, 9.5%, right? You knock out your cars, your loans, you get it down to your mortgage. And then you're able to upgrade to a second position Heloc at a 4.5% rate. So that's a smaller rate, right? Better debt tool, more effective, probably more credit limit as well. Maybe this started you off with 15K, but now with a Heloc, you were able to get locked in for 35K. So you got more leverage. And then you go from a second position Heloc to maybe a first, right? And now you got a $200,000 Heloc at an introductory rate of 2.99% for the first year. And then it'll be, you know, whatever the rate is plus prime. So you keep doing this, right? And then you couple each upgrade with a 0% credit card each time. My man, you are off to the races. Okay, you are off to the race. 0% is 0%. I don't know how you argue with offsetting your borrowing costs. We're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. I pay nothing to Peter. I pay Paul in full via a chunk. So Paul is done. I recapture that cash flow. I redirect that interest to Peter. And because Peter was charging me a lower rate, plus I couple it with these smaller, lower rate products, the same interest rate I was paying at Peter, I brought it to Paul. So I didn't pay anything additional when I borrowed interest. I just simply shifted over here. I debt consolidated, and then I added velocity with direction, right? I'm moving in a particular direction with my cash. Okay, so good. Jasper, watched your videos from the very beginning, have been killing debt, pay for the manifesto because I owe you. Awesome. God bless. Thank you. I'm grateful to all of the YouTube content creators who had positive input in my life. That's awesome. Val, watch most of those channels and have applied various ways of my own twist of velocity banking. Actually, I did pay the velocity banking manifesto after I was already successful at velocity banking to support Denzel. I appreciate that as well. I can't tell you how many people just buy my program just to be in the environment, just to be in the ecosystem, and I love it. I started paying Dave Ramsey, learned a lot to know Snowball as my measuring stick, reduced my debt to less than $100,000, including the mortgage. Looking to learn and apply velocity banking method. Wonderful. Dive into the material. Find somebody you know, like, and trust, and get this thing going. Oh, okay, so you just rewrote what you wrote earlier. Okay. Honestly, velocity banking should be taught in high school and college. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be really freaking cool? We almost went with Wealth Nation 60/40, but thank God we ran into you. My husband Murphy and I binge watch you on date night while we cook. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all that you do. Said it twice. Thank you. God bless. Shout out to Carmen and Darius over at Wealth Nation. Got a great relationship with them. I did a collaboration with them. Yes, they do 60/40 splits, and I'll do 90/10. I go as high as 75/25. I don't typically go 60/40 unless somebody says, Denzel, I'm willing to do a 60/40 split with you. And I'm just, I just tell them, all right, I'm going to get paid a much higher commission if you want me to do that. If that's what you want, cool with it. So I'm not going to deny it. But for the most part, I push people back to Carmen and Darius. If you want a 60/40 split, I push to Wealth Nation because I think they'll serve you. I think they'll help you. They have a good system. I believe in what they teach. I like what they offer. So I like what they do. And I just had a really nice call with them today about collaborating a little bit further. So we're going to be introducing something a little bit different that nobody in the industry is doing, right? Which, my goal is to create a lot of transparency in the infinite banking space. It's not transparent, unfortunately. So you listen to one guy, that guy's bashing all the other insurance agents. You listen to another guy, this guy bashing all the insurance agents. I don't know what it is. Is it an ego thing? Is it a pride thing? What is it? So I would ask yourself, if you're watching somebody and all they can do is bash, they'll say infinite banking's a scam, do my product with IUL. Or if it's a whole life person and they're saying IULs are terrible and all the agents that are doing infinite banking, they're not really doing infinite banking. It's all a scam. Don't trust those guys. They're not credible. They're not licensed. They're just bashing everybody. Ask yourself, why is that? Why are they doing that? See, when Apple makes a product, when Amazon is running their business, are they bashing Walmart? Is Apple bashing Publix, Walmart, Costco, BJ's? No. They're in their own lane. How about Apple? Does Apple bash Samsung? I don't think so. Not on a high level. I don't think so. They just produce. They perform. They show up every day. And they convert. That's it. So you want to ask yourself, why are they bashing people? Oh, you helping me spell savvy? Yeah, messed that one up. Okay. That is so good to hear. Good job, Murphy. I'm starting to get close to the comments. I'm getting close. We're an hour and 50 minutes in, trying to get all your comments. Would you consider establishing a Slack channel? Maybe. Maybe. Can you use velocity banking within business? Yep. Can you give a simple example? Sure. Works the same way. Works the same way in your personal. Same way. What are we paying off, right? Or what are we leveraging? That's the key. So ask yourself, are we paying off or are we leveraging? So you can get a business credit card or you can get a business line of credit. A, you can run bills just like you would on the personal side, get cashback rewards, right? B, pay off debt, right? You got a business car, you got a, I don't know, piece of, honestly on the business side, I don't know how excited I'm gonna be about paying off business debt, depending on what it is. You know, if it's a business vehicle, why would I pay that off early if I have a whole tax strategy against it? You know, unless you just want to pay it off. And if you do want to just pay it off, make sure the numbers make sense. It might make sense to just snowball it out, right? In many cases, what you'll see is you'll see a lot of people teach how to shift their personal debt to the business, get lower rates, start a business, great profit, and pay it off over time, get it off their personal report. So I've seen that too. It's an okay strategy. Are there companies that manage the Airbnb without the owners to live at the same country? I believe so. But I don't know about Airbnb. Yep. Watched your videos, learned and applied the info. That's awesome. James says, hey everyone, I'm late. Shake my head, man. You just rewind, you'll be all right. Do you have clients using a whole life policy for velocity banking debt elimination? Share thoughts, please. Yes. You know, I will have clients that, you know, say have a lump sum of cash, 50 grand in the savings. They got 100 grand in the savings. They're doing velocity banking over here. They establish a policy with their capital for the first year. They borrow from that capital to accelerate their velocity banking strategy to pay off more debt. The second year, they might have enough money to max fund the second year with their capital, borrow it out, put it to work, pay off debt, increase more cash flow. By the third and fourth year, we start leveraging the debt tool itself, say the PLOC, the Heloc, the all-in-one loan, whatever it is, credit cards. We send the money into the policy, borrow it out, then pay off debt. So when you're doing velocity banking and your focus is paying off debt, let's say you're 1 year in, you're 1 year, 2 years, 3 years in, you're getting results, and now you come across infinite banking, and you're like, okay, I think I want to do this. I want to shift my thinking a little bit. Let's say you're just down to the mortgage. Let's say you've come to a conclusion that paying off my mortgage at 2.5% makes absolutely no sense. So rather than paying off my mortgage, I paid off all my other consumer debt. I'm going to leverage my home. I'm going to move out of it eventually, rent it out, have it cash flow, and go buy another piece of property that I can house hack. Okay? So then you cut out that whole 3-year, 4-year time frame of paying off the mortgage. You start your infinite banking policy, you get that up and running, you start funding it, you redirect where you were saving money to have it earn more money, better than a regular savings account, CD, money market account. So you're earning tax-free returns, compounded. You're able to access the cash to go buy real estate, to go fund your business, to go, who knows, buy Bitcoin, to buy stocks, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to do. And you put yourself in a accelerated position rather than just paying off debt. But again, that's a mindset shift. You'll be like, oh, wait a minute, paying off debt. Should I be doing that for the whole stretch? Or does there come a point in time where I should really consider 10xing my income? Is that a possibility? You know? And we don't want to just throw the word 10x around. Like, we want to be very disciplined. Like, 10x is not an easy thing to do. Like, it's big thinking. So financial freedom requires big thinking, right? It requires big thinking, especially if you're trying to do it in 4 to 7 years, not 47 years. Anybody can become financially free in 47 years just by, investing your money properly over a long period of time. Anyone can build a nice nest egg, right? If you invest in safe income producing assets. But 47 years, starting at age 20, I'm 67, I'm sitting on $2 million, but I can't do anything, right? So now I'm just going to pay bills and die, right? All my kids are grown. I missed out on life, right? What is the point of that? So can we cut 47 years down to 4 to 7 years in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s? Can we cut it down, explode, think big, 10x everything, think big, execute. We live the life that we want. I don't know. That's just me. Faith question, Denzel, how do you ask God to supply all your needs, wants, without treating God like a genie or Santa Claus? Whoa, deep question. Deep question. Let me erase the board here. Let's think this out. Let's clear the board for some kingdom thinking. So, let me remind everybody in the house. Kingdom is not a religion, okay? Let's just start there. I want to be very clear with how I deliver my message. Okay? So, she's asking a faith question. My faith is not rooted in religion. My faith is rooted in an all-knowing, all-powerful, divine God being that is seeking me. It's coming for me. Religion is man in search for meaning, God. Kingdom is God coming after man, right? And bringing him to a new understanding, bringing him to remembrance of who that human being really is. And the message to that human being is that they're a king, or if you're a female, queen, right? So, king and queen. Now, I like to follow protocol, Candy. So, based on my limited experience on planet Earth at the age of 25, okay? So I don't know everything. I'm willing to be absolutely wrong on everything that I put here. I'm willing to be absolutely wrong so that I can find truth, right? Why live in unknowing when I could know, right? Why do that? So, to answer your question, I believe there's a protocol. Did I spell protocol right? Oh, shoot. Don't know. We'll get to it. You get what I'm trying to say. There's protocols. There's rules. I believe it starts with prayer, but praying properly. I think there's a proper way to prayer, right? I think there's only one prayer I should be concerned with, and that is the Our Father prayer. It starts with Our Father, okay? So it starts with recognition. It's kind of like going to court. So to answer the question is, how do you ask God? How do you ask a higher being, higher power, higher authority to supply your wants, needs, desires without treating that God like a Santa Claus? Like you're just here to give me stuff, right? I think we have to understand maybe the structure, the hierarchy, especially if you're someone in the room that is a believer, right? You believe in a higher power. You believe in a God or the God or one God or multiple gods. Like you believe in a higher energy, higher source, whatever you decide to call it. I'm going to assume there's a structure behind it. There's a system, right? This planet is way too fine-tuned to not have structure, right? Our planet is on an axis. There's certain planets. There's the whole, you got the sun, you got the moon, you got all these things going on in outer space that allows us to have life. You got gravity, you got water, you got air, you got the different atmospheres, you got all this thing going on. You got nature, you got supernatural, natural things going on, all happening at once. This world is too fine-tuned to not have order, right? So I want you to think like you're entering into the court and you're going to present a case. You're going to present facts to get what you need, right? So our means unselfish community, right? So now when I go to God, because I'm learning the structure, according to his structure, I have to come with a witness, with a lawyer, and on behalf of the community. Or in other words, we're citizens. If I'm a citizen in the United States of America, I have rights. If I'm a citizen, I have rights. Right? Rights is a duty that the system has to uphold to make sure that the citizen is living an adequate lifestyle. So, being that I'm a kingdom citizen in this rulership here, and I'm also an American citizen, I've got dual citizenship. So I got certain rights here on planet Earth as an American citizen. I have the right to start a business. I have a right to free speech. I have a right to say what I want, express my feelings. I have a right to believe in a certain, say, religion or belief system. Those are my rights. Then there are another set of rights based on the hierarchy, the system that I believe in, which is this one being, all-powerful, all-knowing God, Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I say, okay, our Father, recognition. I'm recognizing where he's at. He's in heaven. Holy is your name. Giving him honor and prayers, right? I'm approaching him as an unselfish community. I'm the citizen, and I'm here to access my rights. I have to go into scriptures, certain case studies. The Bible is simply a constitution filled with case studies. The stories are representations of what happened and what was the result. What was the judgment on that culture, on that community, on that way of living, on that lifestyle. And then as a kingdom citizen, I can read it and say, oh, it says in your scripture that if I give, I will receive, tenfold. I'll receive tenfold. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Right? So there are certain scriptures that I have to bring, certain facts, just like your lawyer will cite certain laws to back up the citizen. So, Candy, when I'm in, and let me take this off. Sorry about that. So, unselfish community, I start my prayer at Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, the kingdom come, thy will be done. Say that whole entire thing, but break down all the meanings, right? It's going to take you some time. Break down that whole thing. It is not easy. I'm just going over the first 2 words. It's a lot. Can't break it down all in one shot. But you get the gist. I start with prayer, but proper prayer. I have to learn the system, the protocol, the rules, so I can understand, break this down methodically. Like, how do I approach this, right? And one of the biggest principles in this kingdom is giving, right? One of the biggest principles is giving, loving your neighbor as yourself. So giving and love, right? Those are like the 2 main orders in this kingdom. Do the right thing, give, and love. What's it called? Unconditional love. And you as a citizen, if you do these things, you're going to get 10x. That's why I say 10x a lot. Why not? It's a movement, right? So you 10x, you access your rights, you say exactly what you need. Look, I'm looking to 10x my income. I have this skill, that skill, this skill. I want to give this much, 10%. I want to give above 10%. According to your kingdom, it says that I can do this. According to this scripture, that scripture, this scripture, that scripture, I can get it done. Right? And as a citizen of your kingdom, you have to give the resources to me so that I can operate here on planet Earth. Because it's your reputation on the line. Right? It's his reputation. We are a representation of God's people and how they should operate. So it's very important stuff. So Lena says, kingdom builder. Yes, I agree with you. Selling a concept for big money is a ripoff. Yes, have discernment. Yep, totally believe it. Cool. Evolve, vacation rental, and something will help run an Airbnb for absentee owners. Okay, cool. Oh, we got a super chat. Donated $20. Thank you so much. Shout out. Loving the kingdom. My husband and I hope to get through underwriting soon so we can fund our first high cash value policy. Is your course going to be different than what you offer those people who actually fund a policy we want on March 22nd? So it's the same course. What I've been doing over the last 3 months, because I haven't been selling it, I've been adding a lot of material to it. And then I'm introducing new things like networking. So being able to, communicate and have those more private Q&As, live streams, so you can, present your policy, let me know what's going on and what are you struggling with, what's the next best move for your policy and how you're going to use it and that such. Wow, we are 2 hours in, trying to get to all the comments. We're going. I'm moving. I'm looking for questions. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So you guys are communicating. Cool. Crypto is not insured like money at banks. Only go to legit sites and verified. Yes, that's good. That was a rough lesson to learn. They claim to trade our Bitcoin into foreign exchange. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, that's just bad. I have a $12,000 401k loan, $13,000 car loan. I also something savings that could pay off one of these loans. Which one should I choose? Appreciate your help. I probably would go with the car loan if I'm offsetting the loan interest on the 401k. So I might go after the car loan. If my desire is to pay off debt and just pay off debt, then that's probably where I'm going to go. Thanks, man. Your velocity banking system helping me buy assets. Those assets will pay for my wedding. Nice, nice. Currently using BlockFi to collateralize my crypto. Taking out 50% LTV, use it to velocitize my personal debt and invest it to acquire more crypto. Thinking of funding whole life next. Thoughts? That is pretty cool. I think borrowing in the crypto space is going to change the game. So like on crypto.com, they just notified me that I could take out a 1% loan right now for 50% of what I have in cryptocurrencies, right? So let's say I got 50 grand in crypto. I could take out 25 grand in collateral, 1%. And if I had debt, if I had a $25,000 car and it was charging me 7%, I'd pay off that car today, leveraging my cryptocurrency. And they're going to charge me 1%. And you understand that cryptos fluctuate, right? Goes up and down. Shoot, by the time I start paying myself back, and the crypto, I never lose the value of the crypto. I don't have to sell the crypto. It stays. I don't lose anything. It'll go up and down, yeah, right? It'll go up and down. But I'm pretty confident, especially with Bitcoin and whatnot, that thing will go up. So whatever I pay in interest, 1% is nothing. Nothing. So I like that. I like that strategy a lot, Val. What can a 60-year-old person do to start a journey towards wealth with a great credit score of 730? I'm thinking 10x. 10x. Start watching Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is 63 years old, right? Now, he's a billionaire. It didn't happen overnight. But you start learning from people like that, you could be overnight. You learn the right information. You cut out the noise. All those people that are like, oh, you know, go slow and relax and be patient and na. Wait a minute. Am I not a kingdom citizen? Do I not represent the greatest kingdom that ever was, that ever is, that ever will be? I mean, if you're a believer and you're broke, there's something wrong. I could understand if you don't believe and you're broke. Listen, it's one of two things. Logically, you're not in the right industry. You're not getting paid your worth. You don't know what your purpose is. And it could have, it could be an internal issue, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, physically. Something is holding you back from hitting your results that you want to hit. But if you're a believer, like you're cold-blooded, like, look, it's Jesus to the end, and you're broke financially, something is not right. Something's off. We're not supposed to be here on earth to be broke. There is too much money in the system. There is way too much money in the system today. Jesus himself said, lack of knowledge is why my people will perish. That's why. He didn't say the devil. He didn't say it was the slave owners. He didn't say it was other cultures that were oppressing. Lack of knowledge was the main thing. Plus, Jesus, most of the time he walked planet Earth, he spoke about money. All of his disciples, for the most part, were businessmen. For the most part. They were business oriented. So I don't care if you believe or you don't believe. Money cannot be a problem for your whole life. I don't see any chains on you anymore. Okay? I don't see any chains. The chains are in your brain. All right? They're holding you back. We need to break free from these internal chains that hold us back, whether it's culture, whether it's certain belief systems in our household, whether it's people. Sometimes there's people in your life that are creating chains. And guess where they're chaining themselves? to you. So they put a chain around their wrist and they chained you up and they convinced you that at 60 plus years old, you can't build wealth. That might be your husband. That might be your wife. That might be your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. It might be your closest family. They decided to connect their poor-minded chain to your chain to reduce hope in your life. And it's not a physical chain. It's in here. Mental blocks, mental chains, holding you back, ruining all of your progress that you could have had, but you choose not to make a difference. We got 110 people in the house. There was at one point, had like 130. We're going to wrap up in a minute. Are you guys loving this? Drop a comment. Are you like, oh my God, I can't get off, right? Or should I wrap up? Should I keep going? Should I wrap up? Let me know. I know it's late. I know it's late. Hi, I'm new here. Can I get a quick summary of what we were talking about? Just, catch the replay. You'll be all right. Crypto Casey. I love Crypto Casey. I'm in her beta course that she's dropping soon. She gives great content. She talks all about preventing scams and setting yourself up to secure yourself to buy crypto safely. A wealth of knowledge when it comes to her. And she does it all for free. Does it all for free. Thank you, Denzel. Can velocity banking work in Canada? Yes, it does. Okay. Just had my first week applying velocity banking. Went on margin about 3 weeks ago to buy stocks. Put my paycheck directly in my stock account. We'll do it again in another 3 weeks. Interesting. We'll be paying for my second year of premium for my policy. Cool, cool, cool. If you're a business owner, you can consider yourself a self-directed 401k rollover. Not for everyone, but works for a savvy business owner. I like it. I like it. Denzel, what do you think to sell one of my rental property? I got 2 years ago. 664,000 mortgage balance, 510,000 price right now. 830,000 to 875,000. Negative cash flow. Mortgage rate 2.79%. Oh, so I'm assuming is this Beverly? I think you're a client of mine, if I'm not mistaken. Are you in my lifetime? If so, please email me. Give me some more details on that because I'm not understanding the wording. It sounds like there might be multiple loans on that property, or like you said, negative cash flow. So it's not producing what we want, and we might want to get out of that. If you are considering on investing in cryptocurrency but are concerned about volatility, consider staking stablecoin. Convert trash fiat currency into high interest yields. Big believer in that. I buy the USDC coin backed by the US dollar. I'm earning a 12% rate of return on just exchanging my $1 bills, right? My 10s, my 5s, my 20s, my 50s, and 100s to USDC coin, earning a 12% rate of return. It's not bad at all. And I can take that earnings, convert it into Bitcoin if I want, or do something else with it. Thank you, Denzel. Truly, my family got policy working with Mr. Timmons on the 2nd, about to get a new property in April. Wonderful. Is a all-in-one loan in Texas? Yep, it's in all 50 states, so you're good. Okay, yep. All 50 states. Cool. How do you set up this live stream with all your gizmos? I use Ecamm Live. Okay, that is my streaming platform. Ecamm Live. I use a Mac computer. So Ecamm Live is Mac only. So I have a Mac. I have a couple of adapters. I have 2 Canon M50s. And it's all run USB connecting straight into the computers. So I don't use Camlink or any other processor for my Canons. It's just the USB devices. And then, yeah, everything syncs right into Ecamm Live. Pretty easy process. And then I have this 2-camera shot. I got one camera right here, looks down, and then I got the camera that looks right up here, gives me that frontal shot. And then, you know, I go like this to read my comments. I've been thinking about buying like a table stand right here where I can have like another monitor, so I can like either look here or look here. I think probably right here, and I can like read the comments. And then I was thinking about buying something that I seen. I don't know if it's called, it's some kind of, it's just buttons, short keys basically, where I can like pull up comments without having to do this, you know? But I'm working on that. Really struggling with a small debt tool. Yeah, not much you can do with $1,000, okay? You're gonna have to keep building your credit up, do that snowball, come back. Okay. Been watching your vids for a bit, feel like I'm a moron. I'm having the hardest time understanding. Happy to see this is working for you. I'll keep watching. Hopefully it clicks soon. Sure will. Can't tell you how many people told me that in the comments. 6 months later, they watch a video, it clicks, and they're like, oh my God, what have I been doing? Oh my God, what have I been doing? All right, so, okay. I learned velocity banking on YouTube University. How do you get on the waiting list to become a client? You have to click the link in the description. Join my private velocity banking community. All you need to do is send me your email. And then I'm going to start sending you emails, letting you know what's going on, how I operate, build some rapport with you. And then on the 22nd, I'm going to make a post in the Facebook group, and then you'll get an email as well. So those will be the first people to know. And then I'll slowly promote it out to the rest of the audience. Okay. Pay for your program support and continue the great info. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Cool. Yep, they're great people. Love what they do. 15K Heloc. Awesome, awesome. Walking by faith. God wants you to depend, trust on Him with all His promises in the Bible concerning your life. He said, seek the kingdom, which is Him, and all things will be added to you. Oh yeah. Quote scripture. Walking by faith, put Him first in your life, God will provide all your needs. Yep, I know y'all tired. I'm getting to the end. Remember, God knows your heart, so always come with the right motives and tithes and offerings. Yes. Thank you so much for taking the time to reply to me. God bless. Yep. Yep. They are poverty-minded people. Yep, you got to get rid of those people in your life. Mad respect for Denz. I haven't been called that in a while. First he velocitized me, then bounced me onto IBC. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Loving this. DeFi is changing the game. The crypto space is where the internet was in 1998. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. I'm still not going to put all my wealth into it, but I absolutely agree with where this thing is going. You know, especially with NFTs. They're coming out with NFTs now, or it's been out for quite some time now, but it's gained a lot of traction, I'd say, lately. And I'm looking to learn about that as well. You know, it's powerful stuff, man. You're so right. You're a great sir. I just got the life insurance license. Struggling to get clients. I believe I listened to you, to Grant Cardone and others. I need help, please. Yes. So life insurance, I recommend getting training. You can partner up with an agency. If you you go to my website, I think I have it in the description here. Yeah, it says for life insurance agents or aspiring agents looking to practice infinite banking, click on that link. They have an agent training program, IBC Global. It's a great program. Teach you how to design policies, sales, marketing, communication, speaking, powerful stuff. You got to get training. Training is so important. Great job as always. How do I sign up? I'll send an email out. You have to get on my email list. Reminder one last time, it's the first link when you click in the description of all my videos. You'll see it right there. Straight up, I just took this in seriously. I've flowed out half 60K debt, already got ideas for IBC. Taking action on that part of the journey, been like 2 days. Nice. Oh no, he says 12 days. 12 days. Ebony, target 30 and under, what? Target 30 and under black men, put them on to how they can flip, okay, flip their money through life insurance. Cool. So target market, target market. I looked up Guardian Whole Life nearby my area, hooked up with an agent in Hawaii. Are you able to assist me? Please advise. Yep, I got an agency that I'm partnering with. And click the link below. It says this says design your high cash value life insurance policy here. Click on that link. An agent will on my team will communicate with you, and you'll be in my ecosystem, and I can help you. Went from a $200 secured card to $10,000 line of credit. So the other person that said they were at $1,000, prime example. You start small, get wins, work your way up. Okay? Cool, cool. Look at that. I got to the end. Blessings to you all, Kingdom citizens. Until next time, thank you, Denzel. We appreciate you and yours. Me too. 12% on crypto. Wonderful. We are at the end. That is it. We're going to close it out here. I went strong. How you think I did? Let me know. Drop a comment. Like this video. Share it. Okay? We talked about a lot of things this evening. So God bless you all. I'm going to close it out here. If you are somebody that wants to collaborate with me in the future, you're looking to work with me one-on-one, you're looking for velocity banking support, I will be opening up my services on March the 22nd, not too far from now, a couple days out, and we will get this thing on the road. If you'd like to give, you can give using the super chat. If you're here live, you can give there. You can go to my Patreon page and you can give, or you can go to my website, denzelrodriguez.com, www.denzelrodriguez.com, and I have a contribute page. You can give to me, you can give to certain causes that I like, sustainability causes that I care for, you can give to a church that I'm a part of, you can give to my girlfriend that is studying to become a lawyer. You can support her and her efforts to achieve that and help her fund and pay for law school, so you can support her as well. These are all different ways that you can give if you're in a position to give and you're just like, I don't know where to give. Here are some options, and if you feel it in your heart to give, you can go there. So those are all the options, and I appreciate all of your time. So we're going to close it out here. God bless you. Talk to you soon.